screw. The country taking a beating, so maybe I repeating. Go, they like a natural disaster. 10 times worse than Ebola, like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging, go now, and I did warn we. Prophesy to the country, streets turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. Announce the date for election. Go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff their pockets, but not by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go now. They try to stick me with rage me. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. Please, Mrs. Kamla. Go now. Take Munila and Sharma. Go now. Please. Them and them minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni. Sweet man Glenn and Sharma came face to face with the karma. And Mill was awful, but through it to pull. Don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they does follow now. Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample. Go. It's only vice they desire now. Before the 5 years expire, like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And a bleeding go now before we end in bankruptcy. Before they empty the treasury, streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm bleeding go now immediately. And don't forget your AG go now, please. Love to quarrel, always oral, highly immoral. They let the good doctor starve to death. Used to court him, once support him, no road to point for him. But once in power, they quickly forget. They love confrontation, so no mediation. The case by the Privy Council, but the warriors is settled. You see, you could make a fortune, filling up a lagoon. The environment is boost out these people too. Is why I want them to. With them old lies they peddling now. It's only PR they selling. They wouldn't tell me the whole truth. The man just wanted a youth. Before they
Yeah, Master Khan. You call me?
Master call.
Yeah.
The ego.
I did this with you now.
Ready? Anama. What you saying?
I 39 travels now. The Prime Minister.
39?
Independent Talk for
You come thing by.
Sunday, 10th November 2024. Good afternoon, Devon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Master Carl.
Igwe!
Igwe.
And the family of listeners, pleasant good day. Allow myself, Devon and Igwe, to lead you through some truth, receipts, and facts on vanished information as how Christ led his disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane. So today we have a few things we will try to get to unpack if time permits, Devon. I'll show you what about run and declaring of assets.
Oh, yes.
We will try to differentiate the difference between lies, damn lies, statistics, and a failed business. So we go touch a little bit on the shrimp farm because a lot of them, they lose the argument of the oil and gas, so they have back on the shrimp farm. The shrimp farm. So we go set the record. We also go speak a little bit about lack of information leads to speculation and rumors. The crime situation warrants us to talk a little bit about national security. 39 travels, we will ask what are the benefits of the 39 travels. And we have to address my parliamentary representative, Dennis Matthew Cornwall, as relates to, because they give some information about how much money they collect and how much money is more they collect. And we'll delve into how much money they spend for the same period. And to ask some questions about the debt situations. And we hope they make the maths. So I think we have some thing where we could lead our listeners' minds through. Immerse them with facts and unvarnished information. Grenada still remains my constituency. Real FM is my parliament and with the people's spokesperson blessed and protected by the Ancient of Days. And one of our listeners indicated to me that I should read the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. My purpose here and Devon and Igwe's purpose is to bring people the facts. And we want people to check us, fact check us. Because facts has only one side, opinion matters not where facts is available. What you do with the facts is a matter entirely for you. But we hope, indeed, that it help you make better informed decisions or more informed decisions, as to speak. We're here to advocate for truth and justice even when it does not affect us, because what affects the Carrico people does not affect us personally. But we believe justice delayed is justice denied. We're not here to flatter any person or unduly praise anyone, but simply we are messengers of the truth. We're here to advocate on the behalf of those who cannot do it for themselves. And my heart went out there unto the people I'm in Carrick with that rain.
Yeah.
I'm here to bring hope to those who are hurting by the actions of this government. Poor people terrorize by giving them hope, information, truth, and facts. The currency and legal tender we deal here with is unvarnished information, truth, and facts. New concept in media, real media, new media. Where shame is absent, anything could happen. Like how the NDC treating the marginalized of this country. Devon, I want to read you a piece before we get into the meat of the discussions, Devon. It is not long. When asked about the perception of corruption or conflict of interest occurring in the government, this is what Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, the holder of the office of Prime Minister, told the photogenic one in an interview that was aired on WPG 10 on the 30th of October 2024. And I quote, "There are some people who have no moral authority to talk about some things, to talk about some of those things. In many instances, they are fortunate, given the kind of disrepute they have brought Grenada into over the years, decades in many instances, that they are even alive and live peacefully, and nobody bothers them about the kind of the level of corruption that has taken place in this country. So I don't know what they say. Pot telling kettle black. Pot telling kettle black. To the holder of the office of Prime Minister. If you have evidence of corruption, jail the people.
Yes. Go forward.
Because there is no statute for corruption. So you come in and make this half-baked, hogwash statements. And the fact is that you are asked about corruption and conflict of interest, and you have not denied corruption and conflict of interest categorically. You're trying to say, if the priest could play, who is me? You're trying to say, well, they do it. But will they expect corruption, but not with this level of corruption? And just know this, Devon. Grenada scored 53 points out of 100 on the 2023 Corruption Perception Index reported by Transparency International. So in the eyes of Transparency International, Grenada is a corrupt place presently.
Wow.
So if they ask the Prime Minister about corruption and conflict of interest, and adding to the fact, listen to that part, you know, Devon. They are even... No, let me get it good. Given the kind of disrepute... No. Let me go back. There are some people who have no moral authority to talk about some of these things. In many instances, they are fortunate, given the kind of disrepute they have brought Grenada into over several years, decades, and in instances, they are even alive and live peaceably. So just because the Prime Minister was found out to be misleading the information on oil and gas, you listen to the arrogance? Yeah. And the inexperience, so he vexed, so he's saying people... So I want to know, is this a threat? Is this a warning? Or is this an advice the holder of the office of Prime Minister is giving? Telling cattle, he black. If you corrupt, you corrupt.
If you lie.
And there are many instances in Grenada where corruption is ripe. Conflict of interest is the order of the day. Like the person who get some contract to clean up Carriacou. What is the relationship with he and the Prime Minister? That's what people have to find out. So there is conflict of interest. And you must address same. So, Devon, let me just run something by you here, Devon, because I want us to, we pride ourselves on things. So, when the Prime Minister speaks, we have to take it with a grain of salt. And when he says he's more corrupt and he lies more than all other Prime Minister put together, listen this. Gary they say he's talk about walking on water, and he go bring up the boat of Paradise River. Winty Frederick say if he party win, he go build a bridge to Carrick. Dr. Mitchell, they beat him up on the oil and gas until them Nigerian and them settle that argument for us. How about Blaze? Talk about the unitary state and people will get the same pay as Trinidadians. But all of these things do add up to what Deacon Mitchell has misled the Grenadian public: seaweed, truck to pick fruits, white potato, make everybody prominent. The Polish gentleman with cabinet conclusion, the unions, faith organization,
GDB Bank,
the oil, GDB, and it goes on and on. So this Prime Minister, there is receipts of his corrupt practices. You're talking about things. So are we to believe you are lucky to be alive because that's what you're saying? And we could go on and on with the mistruth. But we plan to deal with him Friday, Devon. That's just a precursor to Friday.
We're going to list every one of them, expose him.
Devon, transformation. No. The question is, has Grenada been transformed in a positive way since June 2022? What's your take, Devon?
No, not at all. Yet transform, not in a positive way. Blessed afternoon to all our listeners and viewers, and so wherever you are. Right, our country is in a state of panic and chaos, and there's no other reason and person that are responsible for what is going on than the NDC government. And so, since June of 22, we have seen Grenada plummeted down and down and down, right? And so, and you've seen the results of it. You have a leadership that continues to lie. They lie like when horse trotting, Mr. Pierre's words, and so they're very deceitful, evasive, and so, and they treat the ordinary people as if, they don't count, and so there is no way I can see anything over the last 2.5 years that Grenadians can be proud of that this government has delivered. Can't. Too much of lies and deceitful statements, right? And discrimination against, the poor and vulnerable workers, teachers, public workers, you understand? The cooks and the cleaners in the schools. And these are issues that we have to continue to beat up on. You understand? The school feeding program, everything that was put in place to cushion the effect, right, of what is going on in the country and worldwide is being railroaded and destroyed by the NDC. Transformation for the worse. That's where we're headed.
So here goes Devon. We need to ask the persons, because just like the phenomenon of justice, you say justice must not only be done, but seem to be done. So the person who justice affects must feel that justice was done. So too is transformation. Now, a gentleman last Friday spoke to transformation being done in Grenada, but in a negative light. And in terms of the minister's pocket who has been transformed, and in terms of the friends, the family, and associates, they has been transformed in the positive. Like all those of them who have security contracts and so on. But in the true sense of the word, in the health of this country, the health, have we seen any transformation positively in this country? And the question is simply no. No. Stability. Fight. You can't even go in a function these days with some bottle of pelt. Fire get hot like the judgment. National security, they remain mute on the heinous crimes going around. Agriculture, nothing.
Youth development, nothing.
People still getting paid late.
Yeah.
And some not getting paid.
People still getting paid under the minimum wage by the government. Imagine that. The government set a standard minimum wage and they are breaking that. You understand? Cleaners and so in the different schools have to be toiling.
Cost of living.
You know?
Devon, cost of living has gone and holding consumers by the eyeball. Devon, and these things, we are not better off than 2022, and that is a fact.
And Master Carl, you know, and you talk about not better off and so, and I want to stick in something with that. The whole question of the effects, right, that the school feeding program is having on the parents and guardians of students attending the schools, right? They are not being fed in the school when the government promised the children free food in the school. And so what you find now is that parents are being told when they will have lunch, if it's today or not tomorrow, and everything like that. But my cry is that where are the parents getting these resources to cushion that effect when they have 2 and 3 children going to secondary school or primary school and they have to provide lunch? The principal and staff and so from the different schools are calling the parents, informing them there is no food in school for tomorrow and so on. That could never be transformation. That could never be good. You see, because it strikes to the heart, right, of the vulnerable in our country. And this government don't care because they fill in their pockets with over $20,000 every month, you know, and see the results of our
And Devon, what is amazing, during the independence time, there was a particular song. And a lot of persons from the Congress, when you speak to them, they say, we going higher. Are you up and up?
Yeah.
So, food cost going up and up. It going higher. The cost for parents, as you just mentioned, about the school feeding program, going higher. Up and up and up. The price of electricity going higher. Up and up. The fees as associated to water and now are going up and up. The fees associated with the NIS, and if you lose your card,
$75
going higher, up and up. Little do I know was a mockery of the people of Grenada. That song was anything to mock the people. Because everything going higher. Guinness going higher, rum going higher, sugar going higher. So I listen to the song and I say, oh, you know, I miss the point. I like the little song so much, going up and up. But the thing was merely mocking the people whose economic reality is nothing to shout about.
And spitting in their face.
Yeah, they're going higher, up and up.
because-
Cost of living going higher, up and up. We going higher, up and up in the.
Look at the salaries, Master Carl.
Yes.
Of the government ministers and
The salaries for the ministers going up and up. He going higher.
Look at the salaries for those close to the Congress
Up
who have been appointed.
and
It's
up.
going up and up. And
Some of them
up.
is ambassador, they still there on the Lotto boat, they still there on gravel and concrete, they going higher.
Up and up.
Up and up. So I didn't realize this song
Yeah, the
was just
song
a
was-
precursor to what's going on, a mockery of the people. Devon, I want to read something and we will unpack. The government announcement waiving value added tax, the common external tariff, CET, and the customs service charge, CSC, and fiscal incentive to assist people affected by Hurricane Beryl's passage on 1st July 2024 did not negatively impact the revenue for August 2024. It did not negatively impact. So why we don't paying debt?
So why the suspension?
That is their words, but listen.
What is the catch?
Current revenue for August 2024 was $134.2 million, which was $32.4 million more than the 2024 targeted as 16.6 million more than collected for August 2023 when there was no burial. So we have to ask them some questions now. With everything going up, teachers crying they don't get in pay. Some government workers being not paid the minimum wage. But you're boasting that you make $32.4 million. And I'm addressing that one to Dennis Matthew Cornwall, my MP. And I want him to make the maths. But the question is, Devon, how much did the government spend in the same period?
That would be very interesting.
Because if you're making $32.4 million more, why are you accumulating debt? Because the interest on the debt will go to capital.
Yeah.
Because you all know. So income minus expenditure, simple maths, should tell you whether you have a surplus or deficit. So that is why it begs the question, what was the expenditure of this government in the same period, August 2024?
It would be very interesting to know, Mr. Masakar. It would be very interesting to know the level of expenditure that this government had occurred.
Definitely. Yeah. So the place open like book.
Yeah. And we raise these questions here to sensitize and to make our listeners and viewers much more aware of things you need to pay attention to. Right? We don't just come here and talk. We give you the facts. We explain it to the best of our ability. Right? So you would not be hoodwinked.
When NNP was in a crisis situation, everybody remember the debt haircut, 50%, debt forgiveness. But I thought with all the people surrounding this Congress and saying best Prime Minister, best this, best that, like this Prime Minister, like the NDC has become best. How come debt forgiveness was not sort of based on the picture they painting with burial? Because everything has become burial. Best burial. Even burial going up and up. So you collect $32.4 million more. And then you're boasting how much money is you're collecting from the CBI. Why are we not paying the debt? What is the expenditure of the government? And what is the difference in the expenditure from the past administration to this administration? Then it's the maths. The people want you to maths. Not no old talk on GBN radio on them. The maths, that how much you collecting and what is the expenditure, how much you spending, the current expenditure. And then we go have a better idea and we go be satisfied with you people not paying the debt. Because based on what you're saying, if you only go on what you're saying, the $32 million you're making more, you don't have no reason not to pay that. But if you explain to the people that boy, we make that money, we make more money than what we collect more in August than what we collect last year. But however, we had to spend more than what we spend. The people go say, okay. But all for now,
No explanation.
it's cock and bull. Yeah. Real hogwash. So explain to the people. And I know how they're listening, so. And I know how you like to respond.
You see, because the Grenadian people gave this administration, this group of politicians, the opportunity to help balance, right, Grenada's budget. Balance it. Do something to make it better. And you see the results of it. Right?
And whilst we at it, what is the true situation with the Citizens by Investment program? All the monies that was said was collected so far this year. Will we continue on that trajectory next year? Because we're hearing and we don't feeling comfortable that the budget will be read late. We don't know the reason for late budget. School children saying the budget is a deficit budget. School children asking where the funding will come for. School children believe that 50% of the funding of the budget does come from CBI. So they want to know what would be the intake, the would-be intake from the CBI come next year, because it's a matter of concern. So Dennis, please, make the maths.
Because if you blame most of your emphasis in raising that funding from CBI, I mean, questions has to be asked. You have to explain to the people, right? And you have to account. We don't watch the greater people right now, Mastercard, are not taking these cock and book story from this government, right? That is why we here sharing the information. Let people draw their own conclusion. Let them think for themselves, right? Not we just ramming things down their throat. We guiding them through, right? Those to place where you can get information of the foolishness, the stupidness that this government is doing, right? And we have to continue calling them out, because our country, it don't belong to Deacon and NDC. It's Grenadians' country. And if we don't mind our business, that business is going to mind us.
So there when I move on to suspension of the debts. So if you're collecting all these monies, why are you not servicing the debt? So when I am revoking the suspension of the Fiscal Resiliency Act. Because you're collecting a lot of money, you're collecting more than last year. You're collecting more than you expect. So what is the purpose for allowing the interest to turn principal to add on? So we have some questions to ask on the debt now. So Dennis, take your pen and paper or somebody, because we expect you, we want you to respond and allay the fears of the population. And if I'm speaking stupidness, expose me. I beg of you. As all them Africans say, I beg.
I beg you.
So Dennis, tell us what is the present situation with the debt right now. Tell us, on assuming office, how much debt has you accumulated or incurred? Tell us, since Beryl has opened the place like book, have you ever sought for debt forgiveness? As we believe, income minus expenditure tells us whether surplus or deficit. Tell us how much you're spending. Because in everything, all communicate. We make that amount in CBI. We collect that amount in revenue. But you never hear how much you're spending. But we know you're spending more. Because you have more security contracts more than ever. All your friends getting money, like a man who you pay a set of money, all you pay a set of money from Carrick, who say he's so ashamed to accept the money. Because he didn't think they would pay him all that money. I say, partner, you gotta eat.
Gotta eat, my friend.
The man say he's afraid to go back because he's feeling so shame and guilty. I say, you don't do nothing. If you work, you have to get paid. But they keep telling us they collect 32.4 more. They collect 16.6 more than last year. Yet you don't pay in debt. But you don't telling us how much you're spending.
They're scared. That's like the wage bill is a killer for them. You know. This current wage bill by this government is a killer.
So Dennis, tell us how long will this debt suspension be for? And we go ask some questions because we go break it down, Devon. Bilateral debts. That is debts between country and country, example, Grenada and Venezuela.
Or Trinidad.
What would be the interest on the resumption of paying the debt added to the capital? Because they know he could make maths. The damn maths.
Because we don't know how long that suspension.
Tell us how long. Or after suspension, how much would the country, the taxpayers, which I'm part of, so I could ask that question, how much we go out to pay?
Much more.
And tell us, how much is that debt presently? Because we're trying to make the things so a 9-year child could understand. So when they go to school, they could say, well, they hear the master Carl say that, and they could ask the teacher, and maybe the teacher might be able to explain to them.
Exactly. We have to allow and give people the information to help balance Grenada's books, you know. Because we charge these guys with responsibility, Dennis Cornwall and them, with responsibility of balancing Grenada's financial books, but they seem not to be able up for that task, Master Carl.
Multilateral debts. That means debt with the IMF, the World Bank, the EU, the CDB, whoever. Tell us what will be the interest added to the capital. Is it like 17 million? Does $34 million ring a bell? We don't know. We're asking you. And how much would we have to pay after the suspension? Because we don't know how long the suspension go before. And the people want to know how much is that debt presently. The bondholders debt, because you always hear, the Caribbean exchange, they collect this, that. You only hear the collection, but we don't know the implication for we children and the children going forward.
Because they keep on kicking it down the road, you know.
So that is why we ask how much debt has been incurred by this government since the assumption of office. And how do we treat with the multilateral debt? How do we treat with the bondholders' debt? How do we treat with the bilateral debt? These are the questions I want the Minister of Finance, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, to make maths. Because people meet me and ask me those questions. So I'm duty bound. Because the Prime Minister, only 39 traveling, not here for me to ask him. So Dennis Matthew Cornwall, the Honorable Minister of Finance, the Minister of the Exchequer, the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Who's acting Prime Minister?
They say the same guy, Handy. You see Handy going up and up. Like they say Andy go up so fine GDP. School children say like he don't pay the money already. We don't know where he get that money. If he's a mint, if he printing money. That's what school children say, I don't know.
He go all up in there.
The man they up inside GDP like a cockaside. You know?
Yeah.
So Dennis, you have some questions to answer on the death. How much, how long, when? You have some questions to answer. The expenditure, recurrent expenditure of this government, and how much has you increased on the debt, and what type of debt you increase on? Was it bilateral? Was it multilateral? Or was it bondholders? So Dennis, here's my humble plea. Make the damn maths. Devon.
Balance book, Mr. Minister. You see, because we need to know the amount of money, as we say, that's collected, what is spent, and what is there. All right? And unless you can't give us that, we will continue to ask the questions. Right? Our children's future is at stake. We have to ensure that you guys are on the ball. Right?
And the reason, Devon, I'm asking Dennis that you might say, why Dennis? Because the Prime Minister does lie.
Yeah.
Dennis won't lie.
And the Prime Minister need to apologize to the nation, Devon, and stop lie.
Big time. And unless he don't do that, I will call him a liar every day I speak. Every day I speak about our Prime Minister, the most dishonorable man. I will speak of his lies.
Because the Prime Minister is no more a believable fellow.
Nope, he's not.
And the Prime Minister ought to realize the country would take pace and direction from him. And if the truth abideth not in him, it becomes a problem. The Prime Minister must know that no one is perfect, Devon. So there are people who will forgive him, but he need to ask for forgiveness. Stop sexing up the truth. Stop walking in a lab manufacturing lies.
Yeah.
And maybe then, we will embrace him and believe him. Yes, Devon, what you're saying?
You know what is ironic? When the Prime Minister make these statements about who shouldn't be alive, and so when it comes to corruption, right? I mean, you as a prime minister, you talking to the nation, you know. You talking to our young people, right? Badness in outer style, you bringing it in style. Because by saying that, Mr. Prime Minister, you are telling our young people that when they go out there to settle disputes and everything like that, they take the route that is not the best thing for them. Fights, arguments, and so, because you are basically telling persons that those who are talking about corruption have the moral authority to do so, and they should not be alive. I mean, what is that signal you sending to our people, and especially our young people? Mr. Prime Minister, you need to apologize to the nation with all the wrongs that you're making to different media. Well, I've not seen you come to Real FM as yet, but we're still waiting. We're still waiting.
You go by Junior Judge and them, you come.
Yeah, we have hope. You may still consider coming.
So,
you know,
Mr. Cornwall, tell us, what is the current debt to GDP ratio? And when you assume office, what was the debt to GDP ratio? These are the maths we expect you, as the Chancellor of the Exchequer, as the Minister of Finance, as a senior government minister, and as a man whom people believe is collecting government pension because he was a public servant, and not a PC in the tail one. You serve with distinction.
Yes.
So you are duty bound. And then we go back to the Prime Minister saying you have a moral obligation. Mr. Cornwall, you have a moral obligation to the people of this country to tell us what is the current debt to GDP ratio. And when you assume office, what was the debt to GDP ratio? You need to tell us about the bilateral debt, the multilateral and the bondholders. You need to tell us the interest situation and how much the taxpayers, including me, Devon, and Igwe, is expected to pay. What is the expectation of the public to pay the debt? We want to know how much debt have you incurred since you come into office. Like I tell you, we would have preferred to ask the holder of the office of Prime Minister, but he does not speak truth.
He lies.
We ask think he damn lie.
Give us a DM.
He's a filler. He like to give too much DM on truth. And then it's a don't see you as a guy who will try to mislead people. Because I think you repent from the time you say as soon as we come, we go make people permanent.
Yeah.
I think you repent. You're not too big to things.
Yeah, to say
so
I'm
then
sorry.
it's you too. Don't feel too big to apologize and tell the people, but we make a mistake. That was just election thing.
He lied.
Yes.
He damn lied.
Yes. Give him again.
He lied. He damn lied.
Yes. He's a filler.
And we have to call him out.
So these are some of the questions, Devon. What the people want to know. Now, Devon, since he get jammed by he go in Nigeria and
he get jammed like
he didn't
crab.
realize them people are under mouth boss.
He get jammed in the crab hole.
He didn't realize he can buy them like how he buy those who are sit down among him in the sanctity of cabinet. So they can't say nothing unless he tell them to say that. But the Nigerian them, the mouth boss, they like, oh, crew. When you see, you don't see the food, when they eating them pong yam, you see when they dip in it, when it's slimy, yeah, oh, crew. So the mouth boss. So they say, watch, we sign an agreement with them. We buying crude from them.
Yep.
He get his hands jam.
Yeah.
Right now he can't feel pam. So they jam him. And then he get out of country, they talking about who should be leaving, who not should be living peacefully.
They
Devon, he get jammed.
You get jammed.
They quarry that color, you know.
Watch it, you know big blue back crab that go down in the wrong way.
He playing beast. Them Nigerians they put him on blast. They expose him.
They tie him up and they twist him up.
Right now he like a old beast with the long hairs, head in bush, ass outside.
Oh my God.
Get jam.
He get jammed. Let me take the call there.
You like going on?
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how you doing?
I get to know how things with you.
What we do on the ends?
Yeah, but you have to understand, man don't get involved in politics as good, normal human beings. But when they reach this, they must lie. Some kind of jinx stick there. And it's just normal.
But he's a special liar, you know.
The point is that a good lie is when you take time to find out that person is telling lies. But if immediately you tell a lie and people find you out, it's not a good lie. You know? But I think people found them out so quick. So their lie is not good lie. But as I said, in politics, man don't get involved in politics. Good, normal human beings. But when they reach it, they must lie. It's something that goes politicians.
Especially them NDC ministers and them.
Have a good evening, Mr. Carl.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, especially those NDC and them. They just must lie. When you look at them, from 2008 to 2013, that's what bring them down. They lie. They continue to lie and cover up with lies.
Let me hear it.
He lied. He damn lied.
Yeah? Give me one again. Somebody say they like it.
He lied. He damn lied.
So, Devon, some callers say to tell Dennis they want the money. One of the RCs who they promised they go join the service on retirement when they became police. All now they waiting still.
Still waiting for the money.
So he get jam, his guns get jam. Right now he can't even feel pam. So the oil thing mash him up because they didn't have to rely on me and you Devon to mash him.
At all.
The people from Nigeria, they expose him.
They
pull the rug from under him. So he come back here, he fumbling.
Dangote.
Yeah, Dangote and them do he work. Some man say he coming he come like a thief in the night. He wait for the keys to the city. All kind of things they saying about him.
The mayor say man coming like a thief in the night.
Yeah, all things they saying about him. He get jammed.
You understand?
You thought you'd go just so.
But how can a prime minister go in a big country as Nigeria on an official visit? Because he getting on as if it's an official visit. He representing the country and the Caribbean OECS and everything. Now, if you as a head of state representing your country and the Caribbean heads of government and everything there has to be an official welcome into the particular country you're going to seek assistance or whatever. But that has never done. And the mayor of Lagos, Bossy Bubble.
By them fellas, they like Okro, I tell you. Mouth boss, they don't hold no secret for nobody. After the under par and come out in. Or they buy so they sell. So they jam him on the oil and gas.
Small axe, we need that.
And that was one of the main defense they had. Anytime you tell them anything, it's thing in oil and gas.
Oil and gas.
So he lied.
They don't want to hear that again at all, though. When you have to about oil and gas, you're what?
I tell one, I say, why they break the cabinet?
Yes.
He tell me what cabinet. I see what the documents was. So ask him what the documents now. Ask him, I say, you show Dangote the other documents in a safe yonder? Because Dangote is a man with deep pockets and influence.
Very deep.
And we know they want to call elections, so they're looking for money. Chief of Staff, good afternoon. They say the Chief of Staff, our school children say, because I went by DGCL to do some business and I see some children coming out from Methodist school. And I heard they saying how by the man want to call election, but his chief of staff telling him he go lose.
Chief of staff,
Yeah,
smart.
so I see. What? But I walk with them a little bit. When they see me by the run, they say, one say, afraid you go and see that.
You go on the radio and see that. They
one,
see you come in.
One tell me, you see me just on the radio. Afraid, but I hear already. So you see, the chief of staff say, don't try that because you see, well, match they want to do it. The chief of staff say, nah man, you go lose.
Definitely do.
Yeah. And I remember, you have to name Sally, may Lord rest his soul, quack. I tell me, see Tillman and same thing, he tell me, you lose. He say, you lose. He say, used to speak on his tongue. He say, you lose. So Devon, so they lose that argument of the oil and gas.
Yeah.
You want to call Mr. Pierre every time and beat up on senior.
Mr. Pierre.
Oil and gas. But I don't hear that fella now because I want to have a discussion with him.
Oil and gas call.
Because I want to ask him if he know which cabinet the documents was in.
And everything and that.
And I want to ask him who break the cabinet.
Yeah.
Who frame Roger Rabbit.
And find some documents. Because remember,
Yeah.
the Prime Minister still continue to lie. Eh? He's still saying on his interview that he didn't get all the documents, you know.
What he break the cabinet so he liable?
He break the cabinet so he's liable. Why? These guys continue to put their foot in their mouth. Well, down in the throat right now.
Yeah, man.
Then you see all of them, they choke, they can't talk.
But if you lock a cat in a room and it cannot escape, and you leave cheese inside there,
Probably.
and when you open the cheese, is the cat what eat the cheese.
The cat
If he go in the document, if he break the cabinet where the document was, if one piece of document means he liable.
Even if it's a letter.
Or maybe release some in Nigeria.
Yes, apparently transfer some
And
in
maybe
Nigeria.
they might hold him at ransom. They
Yeah.
might say, well, let me hold that portion just in case.
Just in case. Because you remember GPG don't have everything, eh? You understand? So they say, okay, let me hold that. In case you decide to change your mind, we go. You understand?
Then I walk go by SAS up there.
Yeah, I hear that.
And I hear some children saying again.
That's where the talk is.
But the man want to buy over the license from GPG. So he feel Dangote, that's what they saying, you know. He feel Dangote, the man in Nigeria, will have enough money to pay off GPG. I say, Lord, and school children don't know how to lie. That's the thing about them.
No, they can't lie.
Sometimes school children tell us something, they don't know how to lie.
No, they can't lie because they know they'll get
So yes,
punished.
Devon, he gone get jammed.
Yes.
He can't feel pam now.
Can't.
So they jump back on the shrimp farm.
So let's deal with them with the shrimp farm.
So the much talk about shrimp farm, Devon, is simply this. Was a project in Victoria associated with the CBI. So it was a well-meaning project,
Yes.
Devon, to associate, to help the rural
Community.
areas. Unlike this government, who claim they collecting so much money from CBI, but you don't see one capital project.
You're not seeing, you can't hear.
Not even a modicum. Not even a mustard seed type.
You can't hear nothing.
But it was to strengthen the rural economy. In looking at it from now, in hindsight, some mistakes was made. But the fact in time, there was no legislative requirement to hold the funds
Yes.
received for the project in a bank in Grenada. However, the government of the day received all the money that was due
To them.
from the CBI applicant, so the government don't lose nothing.
Nothing the government has lost.
It was a business venture, it wasn't a lie, it was just bad business. The responsibility now rests upon the person, the investor, to make right with those who invested in the project.
The principal investor. The one who
So in the Bible, they ask the question, could anything good come out of Nazareth? And a man answer and say Jesus Christ. So bring it into this argument now. The good thing, legislative amendments was made to ensure that CBI persons, the monies will be held in an escrow account in a bank in Grenada to prevent similar occurrences.
So nobody could dabble their hands into it.
But what is interesting to note, all the shrimp farm targeting in, and the NNP brought legislative amendments as Deacon Mitchell, the guy who does lie, and the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall, in which bank does the escrow account, or which bank holds the escrow account for the Livera project? And you will understand the level of corruption and conflict of interest with this government. So the followers talking shrimp farm. When anytime they tell you that, they but ask them which bank what hold the escrow account for the Livera project. The same legislation based on what happened in the shrimp farm issue, the government tried to correct to ensure that the money is being held here. So if anything happened, remedy could be sought.
And Master Carl, what is interesting, when the government, after that incident with the shrimp farm, when the government put all the legislations and so in place, that is why they catch the con man in Kuana Bay, you know, who try to
do the same thing.
To do the same thing, take away money from the Kuana Bay project
for other projects.
But if it was not for the wisdom of the last government, NNP, in putting that legislation in place, Grenada would have been in trouble. Now this government come in and without taking the time and find out the facts, and so they settle with that convestor and give him over $20 million as a settlement.
That why you see we don't get in grants and things.
Exactly, because we're giving away the money.
Yes.
High paying salaries and giving away money to friends.
Let me take the call.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Devon?
Yes, my friend. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good.
I want to put this question to Carl.
Hey!
Friday, a lady was chastising you concerning the shrimp farm.
She don't chastising me. She talking hogwash.
Friday, she asked you about the shrimp farm. You told her that you will be by Digicel on Saturday.
She don't come.
She will get some answers. I want to find out.
She don't come. Rain wet me, all kind of thing waiting for her. She don't come.
And she was so brief.
No. The rain wet me, all kind of thing, no.
Oh, and she brilliant, man. She brilliant, but she afraid to come. I thought she knew better than that. In any case, I may call you back a little later on.
All right, my friend.
All right, good.
They like to talk on the radio, man. They can't face the facts. They will hide. Understand? So that whole shrimp farm business, we continue to let people understand what went on, right? As if the government was involved in some corrupt act when it comes to the shrimp farm, and that's not the case. Good afternoon and welcome.
The voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
Cry out, Pastor.
Pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you on the listening audience.
Good afternoon.
Master Carl, how you do? Igwe
Easy.
and everybody. I need to pose some questions to the housing ministers. I will say ministers because we have Senator Gloria Rich. Her portfolio is housing minister. And we also have the MIT guy as another housing minister. So I don't know when the time comes for body on reporting. I don't know between the senator and the MIT minister which one will be reporting on houses. Now, the question that I need to ask, after the passage of, and that question is posing both to Senator Gloria Thomas, with due respect to your office, and also the question is yet to the MIT minister, Mr. Andy William, with due respect to your office. I'm very much concerned as a concerned citizen, sir, that after the passage of Hurricane Beryl, 14 days after the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the state of Grenada received $118 million. The insurance has been taken out in 2007 on behalf of the citizen of Grenada, Carrick, and P.T. Matnick. After a total of 4 months going to 5 months, I need you, Senator Gloria Thomas and Mr. Andrew William, who is the MIT minister, to please give the Grenadian people a total rundown of the amount of houses you has been built back to the people on the island of Carriacou and P.T. Matnick. I repeat, after the passage of burial, after a total of 4 going to 5 months. Would you please give us a total report on the amount of houses that you has been built back for the people of Carriacou? And if we know that you build back, as you claim, we want you also to give us a rundown of the amount of roof you has been replaced after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. And we also need you to give us a report on the amount of repairs that you do to houses after Hurricane Beryl. We also need you to give us a report of the amount of monies has been paid out to the boatmen on the island of Carriacou, P.T. Matnick, by extension Grenada. These reports are very important, that we should know exactly the progress that is taking place in Carriacou and P.T. Matnick after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. And we do not only need you to give us a report of what I requested, but we know that you all love the photos. So would you please give us some photos and GIS that we can be able to satisfy with the report that we are getting? We want to also know that why it is that many of our farmers has not yet received the monies for damage done to the farms. Why it is that many of these farmers are asked to go to the bank, the money is there, and when they go to the bank, they feel embarrassed because the money was not on the account. One farmer said there are information to suggest that the teachers has received the money, and that farmer said unto me, the reason why we did not get our money, because they take this money and pay the teachers. I rest my case.
Well,
have a good evening.
The one with the farmers passing, they believe that them is NNP, so they don't feel they should get.
But we need this report. Mr. Call, and before I go, I need to ask the question. Was Calivini Island, and I have the reason why I'm asking a question, was Calivini Island sold, lease, or rent? And do the owner or the person who in charge of Calivini Island, do these people pay tax to our nation for the island? And if the answer is yes, for the period of time that this present administration get into office, can they give us a total rundown of the amount of tax that Calivini Island had paid to our state? And the reason why I am asking that question, because the Prime Minister is having a ball of a time on Calivini Island with Dangote and all these great guys. So we want to know the amount of money paid for tax from Calivini Island. I rest my case. Thank you.
Just a small disclaimer. You know, discussion a while ago, the Tom Con man came up. What I think people must conceptualize, it was that what was said about the individual. We're not saying he's a con man, but what we're saying, that what was said, or that is the view of a lot of people. So we correct that. I don't want people to go out with the notion that we call anybody here con man.
Con man, no.
But we're just saying that what was said about the individual. Thank you. Yeah, let's go.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hey!
Devon.
Good evening, my friend.
Yeah, Master Carl, good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Igwe, thanks for taking that call, boy. I just want to tell you, find out something. I am Master Carl. I want you to ask the Minister of Finance, your good friend, your buddies.
Chancellor of the Exchequer.
ask him the question, how much will the GDP increase to after the debt suspension? Because they get a lot of debt suspension. Find out from him, and Chatters on the Street wants to know how much the GDP will increase to after the debt suspension. I will talk to you guys later on.
All right.
All right, my friend.
Yeah, Devon.
Yeah, I mean, we on that CBI, whole CBI thing, and we see how this government is touting, right? The whole question of the CBI, the amount of monies that are being collected by them. But yet for all, we cannot see no mark, right, of a project or a proposed project coming out from all these CBI and investors and so. And that is strange, because the government continue to say, look, we are making hundreds of millions of dollars. What are the results? What are we seeing for that? This government in 2.5 years and more have not yet even proposed, much less to realize a major project, right, for our country. And it's amazing that how you have a group of politicians who just talk, and nothing comes out of it. And they claim to have the best Mitchell. They claim to have the most educated people around. But yet for all, they walking with a bag, a briefcase of foolishness in it, trying to convince people that they're worth anything. But the Grenadian people, we are seeing right through this present group of politicians. You know, it's disgusting, sad. You know, Massacre, the present state of violence and so in our country, right? It's alarming. It's continuing to raise its head, and so every corner we turn, young people continue to kill each other, and that sort of thing for reasons unknown. And so, but yet for all these things are going on, we are not hearing the Minister of Social Development. And most of all, we are not hearing our Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, addressing the issue, right, of the crime situation in our country, right? The police, they have their work cut out for them. They have to do their job, and for the hell of it, they are doing their job. But they are not getting the support, right, from those who are supposed to be supporting them. Nothing is in place to help cushion the effects of this economic struggle that people is going on. Hence the reason why our young people, some of them are resorting to deviant behaviors, violent behaviors, which can lead to death, maiming, and all these sort of things. What is the government doing, right, to cushion the effects of that? I mean, one of the last things we heard is the Imani program is about to be demolished. I mean, that's the word I have to use. There comes NDC again and decide to mash up a program that was put together to help the youth cushion, to help them move from where they are to higher heights and everything like that. But yet for all, we are hearing and understanding that the NDC government is again getting ready to mash it up.
Get you about tip. What the Prime Minister talk about the seller of Grenada. Before I respond, I want you to play that tape for me.
Biggest seller?
Yeah.
He like this.
It is my job
He like to sell.
to be the chief advocate for the beautiful tri-island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And the only way to do that is to leverage me and the office of the Prime Minister to ensure that we can get investors, we can get people interested and talking about Grenada. So with all due respect to the Grenada Tourism Authority and all the advertising, I am the biggest seller of Grenada. So when I go to Nigeria, I'm representing Grenada. Nigerians who never heard of Grenada,
'em. 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 '
Like it? Okay. Everybody hear what I say. But he's forgetting he's the chief defender of the Grenadian people. He's the chief seller. But you is the chief defender of the Grenadian people. And you happens to be the Minister of National Security. So you're responsible for security and stability. And all the crimes are going on in Grenada. I don't hear nothing. You don't say nothing. You don't say nothing at all.
He's definitely
All the crimes that is going on in this country, you're not saying anything. But you're the seller of Grenada. So when you go and sell Grenada, and the people hear about all these crimes are happening here, how you defending that? Because when the people in Nigeria go, you don't know about. I want to tell them all Grenada, and they go and they see Grenada and they see the new today and others with how much murders are going on in the country. How are you treating with that? So you're just thinking about you the biggest seller of Grenada. Fix the crime situation in Grenada. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, how you doing, my brethren?
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Devon, how you doing, man?
Hey, my friend, what's up?
Easy breads.
Right.
Listen, I want all to find out something for me. I want to make a citizen arrest. I want all to find out what is the procedure with making a citizen arrest in Grenada. I want to lock up Deacon.
What is the offense you want to lock him up for?
What? Fraud.
Okay.
Thief.
What you have to have the points to prove the offense. You can't just
What?
think.
All of us have the points. He don't hide it. He don't hide it. You see how he pay for his ticket to go to Nigeria, so right there. That's it right there. We represent himself for the country. But we lose nothing. So that's it right there. What no? All you said they can brilliant. They can could never win me in a kutos. They can win me in a kutos. They can is an asshole.
No. You don't, oh man. Culture was, you could say that in a different way.
And to our listeners and viewers, we apologize.
We apologize for that.
So here, Devon, if he is the biggest seller, and you have to sell Grenada, and Grenada becomes riddled with crime, what you selling? What is the product you're selling? And that is sad, Devon.
The biggest seller of our country. And nobody is right, because he's the prime minister that come in and in 2.5 years sell the most passport. The most passport.
I'm on the radio.
Right, Grenada have sold. It's crazy. I don't understand. So he's the biggest seller of the assets of our country, our passport.
But if you have to sell a product, Devon, Grenada, you don't want the product to be something good?
Of course.
And if you don't address in crime, the commissioner of police don't address in crime. Young people are the victims and the perpetrators still. And you promise the young people a lot. What is the reason you're not addressing crime? After 39 travels, what is the benefit? You're the seller of Grenada. What have you sold? What is the benefit for the people of this country? Sometime this week, I happened to receive some information when the Honorable Ron Reid was asked about declaring assets, and he said, this thing is what you call it?
It's a pile of, what he said?
And he don't declare his yet.
Yeah, what he said?
So what happened to the Integrity Commission?
I don't know. Okay, I want to ask something, and you talk about that, Master Carl. The Integrity Commission. What are the procedures? I don't know if you're aware of it, right? That one can take to trigger the Integrity Commission to investigate or to do something when it comes to either a public official, a minister, or whatever. I would really love to know, as a Grenadian, how can we go about doing that? How can we trigger the integrity committee, right, the integrity commission, to assist the Grenadian people in investigating and finding out some of the things that is being done by some of our officials, government officials?
Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my friend.
Hey, Master Carl, good afternoon. Devon
Yes, man.
and Ewe. You know, I have described our leader as a servant of corporate imperialism. And, you know, a lot of people ask me at times, you know, why do you describe him as that? I said, this man is out to sell Grenada. And you hear him for yourself. He tell you that he is the main seller.
The biggest seller.
The biggest seller. And what is he selling? He didn't tell us what he's selling now. Is what you want to buy. He's go there selling Grenada. And it's what you want to buy.
Dangote say you want to buy crude.
And that's what is so dangerous about selling Grenada, is what you want to buy. He put Grenada on his head in a big basket and he gone out there. You hear what he say? He does wait for them men all in the lobby. Is a guy lying all in the lobby waiting for businessmen and waiting to sell Grenada. This guy is a servant of corporate imperialism. When he was just a lawyer, you knew who he used to fight for? All the big corporations. Anybody that's vexed with Grenada, any big businessman or big corporation or whatsoever they are, that is vexed with Grenada, he was defending them. He did it without conscience to me. And today he becomes the biggest seller. And no more would anybody question me and ask me again, what do I mean by that? He himself said he's the biggest seller. And we should expect him to sell. He's a salesman and expect him to sell. Thank you for that.
All right, my friend. Have a wonderful evening.
And you see, cock mouth kill cock, Devon. He say he's the biggest seller of Grenada. All the time he lying about the oil and gas information. So Dangote want crude to buy. He end up in Dangote place. Then you hear argument sign. So that means all along he knew or he believed we are crude. So he go here not to sell crude to Dangote.
Files found.
Let's take the call.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yay!
Hey.
Wow.
But within deep waters.
Deep one.
Within deep waters. You know what this Prime Minister could do just now? When he election near? He raising everybody pay, don't to walking on the road. And if he win in 2 months' time, he changing the salary and bringing back lower than how it is. If he win, there is that man habit. Here he don't say nothing, he don't say how much money he get. He don't say nothing. That's what he aiming for. Thank you.
All right, my friend.
Devon, we say we're here to advocate for those who cannot do it for themselves. Like the people in Carrico.
Yes.
And my heart goes out to the people in Carrico. There's a particular person we know, all of us know Igwe. And just how words tells you
Hurts.
the pain
Hurts.
these people in Carrico keep going through, whilst we have a man grandstanding and sell Grenada. And Dangote interested in crude, and all of a sudden, here the thing is, he know he get the documents, he break the cabinet. He don't tell nobody. All right. He leave and he go to Nigeria. The Nigerian representative, the mayor of Lagos said he came secretly.
Like a thief in the night.
But all of a sudden, information on Grenada crude, the one that they blame Keith Mitchell for lying on, All of a sudden, Dangote want crude to buy.
From Grenada.
The woman that come down and had she bought, all of a sudden, she signing deal with GPG, she company. All of a sudden.
Something wrong.
Just so.
Yeah. Something wrong.
Something really wrong.
Yeah, something wrong. And if you notice in the Prime Minister's rounds, right, for the last 2 weeks in the different media houses, he have said not one word, right, giving explanation. Even okay, let's push back one. He had an official press conference, right? And he just came from Nigeria, and the Prime Minister did not give one iota of information for himself concerning his trip, and the benefits arrive from there. Is when a journalist asks a question pertaining to that, then you had a little bit of information coming out. Why should you treat your countrymen like that? What is the secret?
So the governor say, why you come in secret?
You understand?
So the governor, get. Of Lagos say, why you come in secret?
So now we can hand you over the keys. You
but the whole thing was to go and sign an agreement secretly. But the men they like okra, they mouth boss.
Yeah.
They spit it out.
And they like to cover the tracks.
And then he go and get jam. He can't. I don't even feel he even get to feel pam.
Yeah,
he go and get jam.
He go and get jam.
And then the place open like book, because buried open the place like book. And everybody know he break the cabinet and had the documents. And everybody here now Dangote want crude to buy.
How come Dangote know about
and Dangote say Grenada crude he want.
Yeah. GPG tell Dangote nothing about no crude How did Dangote know about we have crude to sell? I mean, that is nothing. And right after the Prime Minister come out from Nigeria on an unofficial trip, you understand, to Nigeria, we hear Dangote want crude to buy. Wow. We set for a roller coaster ride along the way, because I tell you, with all these lies and deceitfulness and so by this present Prime Minister and his team, we in trouble. We in big trouble. I don't know what Grenadians will do if we're not careful about how these guys continue to govern our country. They have no care, right? They have no love for country, but only for themselves. If they had love for country, they would not be doing what they are doing there. They would not be sitting down and by the stroke of a pen taking over 100 and something % addition to their salary. As ministers, they have no conscience. And while they're doing that, they're taking out $150 from the most vulnerable of our people. You understand? They're not paying teachers. Always have a problem to pay teachers. The guys on the road doing the asphalt mix, 3-4 fortnights, they can't get paid. You understand? I mean, come on, what is going on? And we're talking about we have the best Mitchell, and we do have the most dishonorable Prime Minister, not honorable.
Dangote.
Yeah, he has continued to dishonor our country in his actions. You understand? He get trapped. He get trapped like a big blue crab in a hole. You go down in the wrong hole. The hole too small. So when he do so, he go down, he stick.
Where you go?
He go down in the wrong hole.
Where you go? The wrong hole?
The wrong hole he go. That blue crab, the wrong hole he go. Get stick. You understand?
He still have a good few, in my view.
You have a few good men.
There is still a good, like, GDB. And they say a man leave, a man resign.
Yes.
The deputy chairman.
The deputy chairman.
He don't want to be smudged.
One of the prophets.
I think his father teach him well.
Yeah.
His father was a man of integrity. You know?
Very much so. He had his way, but very.
So he might teach his son by you.
And not just that, on the Grand Lake board, there's another brother also who resigned.
Them fellas them when you say daddy teach us better.
Courtesy, Simon says she brought that information. Two of the brothers, one as chairman or so of the board for Grenlec, and the other one deputy for
like a light shine on the road to Damascus.
Yeah. They won't stay. These guys they need nothing to stay and watch these guys just continue to corrupt this country. You understand? They won't be part of that. And so on, and we keep
them men so corrupt that any guardrails they call it red tape.
Yeah.
So Nation Builders Inc. was designed, they say, to get rid of red tape, to facilitate corruption,
to whitewash it.
Even let me take that part.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon to everybody.
Yes, my friend.
I realize was calling out a while, and I realize is the number supposed to call online.
You calling my phone, man. You didn't call in the radio station.
The weather on Friday night. I live in the area of Laughing, and some bamboo come down and block the river, and the water passed through my land. Trying to speak ways, and I take a video of it. So I want to see if I could who I could go to get them to get through the government, whoever, to come and watch and see if they could cut the bamboo and unblock the river.
Well, I can give you two suggestions. One, you can speak to your parliamentary representative, but two, even more so important, you can get in touch with the coordinator of NAGMA, right, in your area. Right, and they will perhaps guide you along the way. They may even give you some assistance. But these are the two.
You have a NAGNA number?
Not offhand, though. Google it. But
talk show?
No, I don't have it offhand just like that. But it's something. It's a number you can find easily if you're internet savvy. You go on NAGMA website and you will see the number. Right, and so we will try to get a number and call it out for you. All right, so then you can at least, you can at least get somewhere. Because NAGMA will definitely, if they cannot help, they will point you in the direction, and so to get help.
All right, so the number is 440-0838.
Let me see. I don't have my pen with me. I'll target while you're saying that. Hold on. All right.
Got your pen?
Hold on. I'll check them now. Just let me.
Guni Rangol.
You ready?
Oh, you're taking long.
Hello, you ready?
Pen, so.
Okay. Oh, you can call it number. Yeah, then you.
Well, get it ready. Why is it good?
Yeah, we'll call it out. We'll call it out.
So, like the Prime Minister go in Nigeria and look for Olukolami and Hussein. You see, there was two fellas that used to be down here from Nigeria, and then sometimes the police. So maybe you're going to look for them?
Yeah, you're going to look for them.
To sell green there again? Yeah. You might go look for a commissioner and there again?
Yeah, because remember, he told the nation that he's the biggest seller of our country.
So my point is, they so like corruption and conflict of interest and frayed guardrails. So Ron Redded vex with the Integrity Commission.
Yeah, see too much.
Because he saw accustomed stupidness. Well, let's take the call.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Crab does run down in the hole on the side, but that one run down in the back.
He go down in a small hole.
That one might kill Pity.
No, Papa.
It's a blue back, you know them.
That one down on the back.
It's a blue back.
Back in, you know going.
In them blue
That
back
crab
or
don't
the
like to
big.
go for that salary back crab. Aye. Who will eat that crab, boy?
Do bag back
To
on
feed,
me, do bag back.
to make a crab boy fighting in that hole, something wrong.
Something wrong.
The boy bounce up to each other.
You might hear a borak in the hole when he going down.
Yeah, late night out, and then we run in the wrong hole, so two make crab bounce up down there. So it's war.
That person having a nice time, but
All right, my friend.
there was somebody say a citizen could write. Come there when a citizen can file a complaint to the Integrity Commission, but you have to have some facts to back up your claims.
Okay, so in other words, you can write to them and
but
accompany it with evidence.
you have to have the receipts.
You have to have the receipts. Thanks very much, my friend, because I never paid attention to the functions of the Integrity Commission, but it's something that a group of citizens, not just one, but based on what you're saying, a group of citizens can come together, right? Write to the Integrity Committee and
do a petition.
And give them the evidence or the information that you have to back up what you know.
But the Integrity Commission hearing all these things that them are going on.
Yeah,
because they know Ron Red say dealing with them is drama.
Yeah. Well, they hear it, but they may not able to act.
They should want if they hear anything on corruption. When who wrote the Integrity Commission when they deal with them MNIB? Nobody. They take it up on their own and do it.
Yeah. But
so there's precedence where they could do it without people thinking. They hearing all of that. But Massa call Massa bull.
You see the politicians need to have
who appointed them on the Integrity Commission and the chairperson and thing?
Exactly.
Massa call Massa bull.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, talking in a man.
440-0838.
440
0838.
08
38.
26
38.
6.
32. All right then.
38.
8.
8.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So the Integrity Committee. Okay. So then so a group of us, let's bind together. It's a start. It's a start. We can bring the attention if they don't have it for by now. We can bring it to their attention. You know. So something got to be done.
So Devon, why nobody is speaking on the crime situation in the country?
No one in authority. No one in authority.
Because if the seller of Grenada wants to sell a product, which is Grenada, why you not ensuring that the product is a good product?
Yeah, it's a good product, well put together, disciplined, so people can invest in something that is good. But you go there want to sell a product that has all kind of problems within it. I mean, what kind of salesman are you?
Are we better off before June 2022? The answer is no, Devon.
No, I resoundingly no.
Well, I recognize that the present government is engaging the young people. It takes them 2.5 years to notice or to remember the young people. So, election is in the air, election planning. So they start engaging them to lie for them and fool them again. But I just hope young people know what they're doing, so we have to continue to give them information. So, and people know and people who love Grenada are addressing them now. Speak to your children. You all have a habit of just assuming that your children go fall in line.
Don't assume.
Don't assume. Speak to your children. You want to get? Let's take it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
How do you all doing? Everything is well?
Yes, we are fine. Pretty.
Glad to hear.
Thanks for asking.
A question I want to ask. Sure. Where is Prime Minister Andy? I don't hear him again this few times.
He acting right now, you see.
He acting right now. So.
He acting again?
Yes.
Oh, I don't hear him. I don't hear any his second lady to him. I don't hear them. I didn't hear them these few times, so I say I had to call and ask about them. So.
Well, there is a beginning, it must have an end.
Yeah. And sometimes when you call it and ask the wrong name, you say it Andy, but you say Handy.
Oh, sorry for that. Well, next time I
That's a lighter moment.
oh God. And the one what say he's the Prime Minister of Grenada, what happened to this man? That man lying on thing. I had to say the governor of where he say he go there for thing, almost insult him.
Mm-hmm.
But as though he don't know what they call him.
Job okay?
Oh God, nobody. That man could lie. He's saying Nigeria people didn't even know about Grenada. Where he met the man, not in Grenada first he met the man?
Well, I'm not too sure where he met him.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
That guy lies so much. There was a police commissioner some time ago in Grenada who Lakilomi and Usain, two Nigerians, was in the police force down here, so saying Nigeria people don't know Grenada. He don't know. He don't know.
This man lying.
So tell him for me, who Lakilomi and Usain.
I understand because I just look at
That man just talking it out, nothing. Nobody don't tell him nothing.
As long as they're wrong, this program does not. I just look at them. And when the woman came to celebrate her birthday, I understand it's there. Dick and Mitchell met the two people. And saying Nigeria people never know about Grenada. Oh God, I don't know. I can't do the Mr. What color a while ago. You go to lock up. They had to lock up the Mitchell some way. Anyway, have a blessed afternoon and continue with all your good work and to give us information.
Thank you
God
very
bless.
much. Right. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Yes, and Grenadians, we need to take the Prime Minister's words seriously. We need to pay attention, right? He used a lot of lawyer techniques to hide information, right? To see, because for example, if a number of persons didn't go back to that clip where he basically was saying that persons have to die or should have died because of corrupt practices and so, right? We will not have exposed him like that. We need to pay attention. This guy continued to be saying things that we take for granted.
There are some people who have no moral authority to talk about some of those things. In many instances, they are fortunate, given the kind of disrepute they have brought Grenada into over several years, decades, in many instances, that they are even alive and live peacefully. That was all the guy.
And a significant
I want them to
word,
say the
fortunate. They are fortunate, you know. Imagine that. A Grenadian you're talking to, you know, the leader of our country is speaking down to other Grenadians, telling them that they are fortunate to be alive.
He say in Nigeria people don't know about Grenada. But he don't know what Olakilomi and Usain on them.
He just getting to know them.
If he didn't know that, you now he talking his hogwash.
I tell you, get jam in the crab hole. That blue crab get jam in the hole. Go down in the wrong hole. I know who helping him out. Understand? We don't know who helping him out. To my good friend in Telescope, right? I mean, you can call and seek information and so on, dispute what we're saying. Don't be scared. I know you have the guts to call and everything.
But
do that.
Tell them to ask the Prime Minister about Olakilomi and Usain. You see, Nigeria people don't know agree.
Yeah.
This guy just out of order.
Oh, before I forget, I want to say a pleasant afternoon to a number of friends visiting from Canada that lives in Tempe. Raymond, Blacker, Pedro, all these guys. They are here celebrating Miss Alberta Lacroix's 100th birthday, Centurion. Yeah, from Tempe, you know. I want to say, hey guys, keep up the good works. Congratulations again to Miss Alberta. All right, and just do what needs to be done. All right, blessed afternoon to all of you.
Gates, a person say, Gates, who send Deacon, he lies, he's a compunction, and also He lie like when a horse trotting.
Give them a DM.
Yeah, Ron. I see you.
Yeah.
Ron does get on body now.
Give them a DM. People and we saying it all day. When you see people start telling lies, so all you have to tell them, give them a DM.
Yeah, man.
Give them a DM.
Yeah, let me tell you. Good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Call.
You are
Evan,
go.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm okay, man. Okay. Evan,
Yes,
remember
man.
the Prime Minister say, nobody can buy him. Right? Because he rich, he's a professional. Alright? and he will serve with distinction. One thing I will say the Prime Minister, where he serve with distinction, he serve with distinction by lying. And I do believe he get a BA, right, a bachelor's degree. He reach where he had to reach. He almost close to heaven for life. Close to hell for life. You know, when you're a young man, not a young man, middle age man, who have children, right? The people are going to compete in Martinique, looking upon the leader to set example for them to follow. What this Prime Minister setting no example for young people to follow. And you know, like when you see what the Prime Minister is doing, according to lie, like if he gave his blessing to all his ministers to lie, and he give blessing to encourage young people to lie. First Prime Minister I ever see, knowing that corruption is taking place within his administration, and he give his blessing to it. He gives blessing to it because he would not deal with corruption. Right? If you report about corruption taking place in that ministry, right, and you call and let you know who doing it, instead of he call the person who involved in corruption and discipline or dismiss it or get rid of them. You who report the corruption to he, bet you $1, you will lose your job. So he see corruption as something good. Remember he said that morality is private and immorality is public. So he come now like immorality to corrupt and to continue corruption is public, and doing what is right is private. And I go on to say this Prime Minister, we go in history as the Prime Minister in the Caribbean country that lied the most. There's no kind of born to lie. That man is born to lie square. Right? He born to lie square. Right? Master, I have a blessing.
He making Nazimbok look, I mean,
Nazimbok look
We could have deal with
beautiful,
Nazim.
yeah.
We can't deal with that one, right?
You're mad. And yeah. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Woman, how are you?
Not too bad, my friend.
All right, and good afternoon to the other two gentlemen there, Mr. Carl and Mr. Iwe. Let me ask a question. The gentlemen that are the persons that resign from the different board, have they sent in their resignation to the board already? And if so, if anybody aware, and if so, what was their statement like in the resignation? Did the board publish anything about these persons who resigned statement, or what they said when they resigned? Have the board received, or this person just didn't go back to meeting at all? Is the leader of the opposition aware of the resignation of these people officially? And that was passed for Mr. Carl now, does the leader of the opposition have the right to be informed when persons resign from government boards? Does he have the right to be informed? And because when the persons are selected for the boards, I think they have to go through the parliament or not the cabinet, but the parliament, right, to appoint different persons on the government boards.
No, I think it's cabinet, not parliament.
Huh?
Cabinet, I think.
Cabinet, not the parliament.
Cabinet.
No, but
cabinet appoints.
We'll seek information for you.
Yeah, because there's a big difference between the cabinet and the parliament, right? Because the cabinet reports what happened, but the parliament is for both the opposition and
government.
Yeah, man.
So we should know,
Now we go find out.
John public should know whether official letters was sent to these people and whether the leader of the opposition normally should be given a letter stating why the person resigned. Because it's good to know why these people resigned.
Yeah.
That you just hear that somebody resigned from a board, you know. And this last, Mr. Bowen, well, it was said a lot of things about him.
Yeah, Mr. Bowen, yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, they said a lot of things about him. They said that there was no agreement, no oil agreement, and they found it. Have Mr. Bowen take any steps to find the person that they just tell him sorry and he accept it as sorry?
No, that I know of.
Right. Well, that should be made public. Mr. Bowen can't just let people scandalize your name and you just say anything about it and they tell you, okay, I'm sorry. No, that is not right.
He's a man that they down here even before my time. Right?
I did on here, but where are you?
No, I mean you there on the earth before my time.
Yes, I might be on the earth, but where?
But you in tongue before me.
But yeah, but you get more information than
No, listen to me, man. Don't preempt the thing.
Yes, go on.
Listen. They say never anticipate the word of command.
Right, I listen.
Now, the Prime Minister say people in Nigeria don't know about Grenada. And that again is another lie. Because I'll show you here about Usaid and Ola Kilomi.
We are hearing names calling, but I don't know the people.
You know, they had been Nigerian priests in the Catholic Church young and they just go back in the home for vacation. So when the Prime Minister say Nigeria people don't agree that he don't speak in truth, why he continues to speak untruth on even matters like that?
Well, it's becoming a natural thing for him now, so he may not be able to stop it.
So even something of no consequence, of no moment, he say Nigeria people nobody don't know agree. When he a Nigerian priest in the Catholic Church, young, when Ola Kilomi and Usain was even one other thing was commissioner of police, don't. So why the Prime Minister, you a man, they go listen to you before me. You must ask the Prime Minister to stop this.
I know the Prime Minister don't even know me.
But he hear what Clifford already.
Yes, he hear, but you don't know me.
You're a stalwart.
He saw me in a meeting once and I said something and he said he's satisfied what I said, but you don't know me in person after that.
So next time you see him, ask him for me, please.
I will.
Why he continues to lie without compunction?
Yeah, but I think
why he continue to lie like when harsh chatting? And why he always intend to deceive? Because saying Grenada people don't know, Nigeria people don't agree like that, is an attempt to deceive the population.
Well, I agree with you.
When he a Catholic priest down here from Nigeria, commissioner of police from Nigeria, all kind of thing here. Why is the Prime Minister just... Because people want to believe a Prime Minister.
You believe you don't have...
And Clifford, you is a man, people just accuse you of certain things. You is a man, you just deal with reality.
Yes, I see.
So what? So because at one time you say the Prime Minister has his popularity, but he don't help any popularity by speaking untruth.
No, we have the popularity. Yeah, definitely have.
But you don't help in it by speaking untruth.
No, I agree with that. Because there are things that the Prime Minister, I wonder how he come up with them.
Clifford, somebody says. Clifford, somebody say the cabinet makes recommendation to the GG for appointment of members on the board.
Right. So the boards are appointed to the GG.
Upon recommendation by the cabinet, the sanctity of cabinet.
So that which means the parliament have a right to know when these people...
Well, you could ask.
Right. They have a right to know when these people...
You could ask.
So the leader of the opposition have a right to come out and tell us what he was told or if he asked a question on it. Right?
The cabinet makes the recommendations to the governor general for the appointments of members on the board.
And it goes before the parliament. Then
they don't say not parliament, the GG.
Well, yeah, well the GG.
The parliament is not mentioned here.
Nobody GG is part of parliament.
The recommendation goes to the Governor General.
Right, and the Governor General
And she make the appointment. Maybe we could,
and the Governor General is part of Parliament.
maybe you could talk about Gazette. We have to ask if it is
Right,
Gazette.
because the Governor General is supposed to be the head of the two houses.
Yeah, but the Governor General is the head and the teller. They have to debunk the myth of oil.
And they make a lie.
I can't go there.
Don't go there.
No, I can't go there. I want to know what Bowen is doing for this channelization of his name.
Okay, so we go find out from Brother Bowen.
That is not the best thing to do to a gentleman as that. Right?
Okay.
Gentlemen.
All right. Yeah, it is you know, beggy, mouth on the ground. You remember when the Prime Minister was talking about that in Parliament? Yeah, well, who mouth on the ground now and who getting bought? Mr. Prime Minister, I want to know who getting bought by Nigerian. Because that was your words. If you beggy and your mouth on the ground, people go buy you.
He also said, if you see the government making strange decisions, find out who pay for the rally and the big fete.
That's your
So
words.
the question is, did Dangote pay for any rally or big fete?
Exactly.
That's the question we want from him, but then you don't lie so much.
But we don't know when you're telling the truth. When you come to line, you have premonition. Oh my Lord. Good afternoon and welcome.
Afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon.
We have many Nigerians in SUU because I used to deal with them too. There are many Nigerians there. How come we don't know? Grenada don't know Nigerian. How they know to come to Grenada to school? Thank you.
Right.
I don't know. And the problem with the Prime Minister, we know the intent of the lies is to deceive. But the lies could be debunked so easy.
Yeah, so that
You know what?
lies.
You could just, as he said, that lie.
Yeah.
You don't have to try to figure out the thing.
And school training is the first set of people that identify those lies,
That's why they say he lie without compunction.
Without compunction.
Like it's fun. Without compunction.
Lie like horse trotting. Lie. Damn lie. Mr. Prime Minister, you need to do better than that. The people of Grenada democratically elect you and your party to govern this country. We have no dispute about that. But you have to stop lying. And you know one of the first lies the Prime Minister made, even before he get into office. Call a hold on a while. Do you know the first lie he made? When he said that Dr. Mitchell endorsed he and the NDC team running for the election. That was his first lie. Imagine that, and he come out and tell the nation that. Mr. Prime Minister, you lied then and you continue to lie now. Let's take the call, please. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, my
Big
friend.
Is that how things?
Lazy.
Master Carl,
Hey man.
how things?
A good what's up
All
with
my
you?
life, I know we have had a whole lot of Nigerian doctors in Grenada.
I'm just waiting for him to call it. I just waiting
He say
for him to
Nigeria
call
people
it.
doesn't know about down here.
I'm waiting for him to call whole time.
But there is something amazing about this oil and gas issue,
Talk to me.
where you find supporters of the present regime using oil and gas now as though Grenada has discovered oil and gas because of Dick Mitchell association with
Dangote.
the big conglomerate that he found all of a sudden in Nigeria. So Grenada now have oil and gas. Hello. Oil and gas is not news. That's an old story. But what is amazing about the hypocrisy of such a people is that Dr. Mitchell announced that the effort to find oil and gas, and there will be a lot of money as a result. They have used that very announcement that Dr. Mitchell made to castigate him. And I'm yet to understand how is it that you could have an idea to explore oil and gas, which is not wasn't new. It was not initiated by Dr. Mitchell only. All previous regimes go back to um, George Brizan. George Brizan, that was one of his biggest subject matter all through his political life. The issue of going to find oil and gas for our country. It was an effort that was never pursued to the extent as Dr. Mitchell did. And in the process, let me point out to people, there's one of the biggest critics in Grenada called John Rollo, who, that's one of his peeps subject matter. That's one of his pet subject at the same time too. He points out that a good Venezuelan friend of his who understands this subject matter very well says that Grenada doesn't have much oil as anticipated. Now, the effort was made by the Russian company. There was that talk about we were getting a lot of gas, but not oil. And the gas was being pumped to Trinidad. I don't know what's the whole story about this whole thing. But these are the things that need clearing up. But when you have the hypocrisy sounding nowadays, as though like Deacon Mitchell come and discover oil and gas through a Nigerian man in Grenada, people need to understand that's a big lie. Because all the effort that was made before prove all the same thing. Now, the Nigerian man, we don't hear it from him so far. We hear it from the Prime Minister, although splashly to her, because you don't hear him much. But the effort is being made to make him look like he is now the discoverer of oil and gas. And that's a big problem for us. Gentlemen, I've not been getting the program very good for the past few days.
But all systems working on.
All systems firing.
Well, something is wrong somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. This program is so interesting that there are those who are serious opponents of you all guys. And I'm talking about only right now with the program you're doing today, all the programs that is being done on that radio station is taking note of. They are taking serious note of it, and it is creating panic and fear among these supporters of that present regime. I notice it. I've been listening to comments, and it is obvious to me. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. Take care.
All right, my friend.
No. Devon, two things to note. One, Nazim Bok was appointed some chairman of some committee.
Yeah.
It is interesting to note what was the relationship between GPG and Nazim Bok.
Not good.
From 2008 to 2013, 4 years, 7 months, and 19 days.
Not good.
Is he the chairperson to try to to frustrate GPG? And the second point to note, a lot of NDC, and I'm saying it, bad mind Grenada and they sorry Grenada could have oil just to say Keith Mitchell lie. So where that documents or that information come up, he put them in such a bind.
They know what to say.
That is shame.
They can't answer.
It's like pum plam plam plam. So this what the bad mind Grenada so much that they wish that document would have never been found to continue
to blame Gregory.
To blame Gregory, Bowen, and Dr. Mitchell. And find out, people, what was the relationship between Nazim V. Bok and GPG. Yeah. Because Nazim and them signed Grindbook, they sided Grindbook.
They sided Grindbook?
Yeah, they sided Grindbook. They were willing to sacrifice Grenada.
Country, yeah. Just to get at one or
They
two
were ready to
persons.
put Grenada at the altar just to damage the NNP.
Imagine an individual.
They were willing to let Grenada have in excess of $1 billion debt to Grindberg just to sacrifice the NNP. So people have to understand this oil thing, Devon. They shame. They don't please.
No, they can't please.
They vex.
They vex. In the first time they vex with the Prime Minister is no. Because he go and break up the cabinet and find the documents.
But he won the oil.
He's not he so much won the oil, you know. It's Dangote and them that won the oil.
Everybody chipping in on the Nigerian. They say, SG, you full of Nigerian. They say, a Nigerian doctor. They say, a Nigerian priest. They say, you have what denomination? Pentecostal Nigerian priest.
You have Nigerians that living in Grenada here.
So why the Prime Minister choose not to speak truth?
Tomfoolery, just continue to do that.
Give them a DM.
Give them a DM. He lie.
Damn lie.
He lie. He damn lie.
Yeah, let me take the call. Good afternoon, caller.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hey, Wago.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I'll call back on this.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Huh?
So yeah, Clifford.
Yeah.
They say the GGs listen to me. They say the GG is the head of state and not head of parliament.
Exactly.
The GG acts on the advice of the Prime Minister.
Okay.
All right.
So then the Prime Minister have the right to report to Parliament.
Well,
So
if he's asked.
Huh?
If he's asked.
Right, so the opposition leader have the right to ask the Prime Minister the question.
Yes.
Right? And I hope that the Prime Minister will do that. And I expect the leader of the opposition, and I expect him to do it. And that is why, what you just said and what the gentleman spoke before said that's why I'm saying that Brother Bowen not supposed to leave that sleeping, because he has been accused. Seriously. And today, Brother Bowen should be the one getting the praise for it, because he was the one that carried all. You remember, at once Mr. Nazimbok, when he was to jail, Brother Bowen for that. Mr. Nazimbok was claiming false. And Mr. Bowen and them didn't do nothing about the oil and gas. When Mr. Nazimbok and them went and they said they would have sent people and train in Trinidad. You all forget that? Mr. Nazimbok said just before the election, he said they was preparing people to send to train to manage the oil. So now that Mr. Bowen team have found oil, and you try to make it look now that that is some new person coming and think Mr. Bowen have the right to stand up and let Grenada know that. That is what is history. You don't just change the person you don't want and put the person. History is history. We can't doubt it. Gary was the first person that come and called strike for agricultural workers in Grenada. We can't doubt that. Maurice Bishop, Gary had the know-how and the idea and started plans for the airport. The airport was built by Maurice Bishop. We can't doubt that. Whether we like it or not, it was so. So let the history be written in the right way. Right?
All right? All right, Brother Cliff. Yeah. You know, we can sit here, but you know, it's coming. By the end of this week, we will give you a dossier of the Prime Minister's lies to the nation. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello? Hello?
You have a lot of Nigerian down here. Because I could remember I have a son in Grand down there. And they attack him. And he sent both of them in hospital. They still charge my son. Bring him in court. The High Court finished about 2 months ago. And he have to go and report to the nearest police station and do community work. And them Nigerians don't have papers for down here. You're living in the limes in Granand. You understand? So you got a lot of wrong thing what's going on here there. Thank you.
All right, my friend.
Like somebody seems from Carrico, they say happened to save a few things. After burial, I built a little shed and the trampoline went Friday night. After all the wind and rain, now all my things wet. And I can't bring them to where I get in a lodge in. And the men see they doing better, they building back better, they lie.
Good afternoon, Carrico and
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you all doing?
Hey, good man.
I want to chip in on Nigeria a little bit
Yeah.
because I don't know how the Prime Minister could be saying these things and he making Nigerians look naive. As I know, a guy called Cleo, he was a very brilliant doctor. The man knew Grenada so much to make a woman and all he was married to. And the man talked about Nigeria and he know Grenada. What are you talking about? And I work in Bodness at the time. Cleo used to come there and have dinner all the time and talk to Pamela. And then I drive Nigerian so many times from airport to SDU. So he can't say, he can't make Nigerian look so naive. As they know nothing, them is bush people. He must say that. When you want to talk, Nigerians are very brilliant people. There are some brilliant doctors from Nigeria. So he can't say Nigerian in no Grenada. He should say something else. Thank you.
Right. You know what is interesting too? The Prime Minister keeps saying that he is the seller of Grenada, and if he, through him, the Nigerians get to know about Grenada. So, Mr. Prime Minister, why did you sneak into Nigeria on your first visit? You sneak in like a thief in the night. Is the mayor of Lagos that say that, you know? You was not invited officially. You sneak in. I mean, Grenadians, we need to pay attention of some of the decisions that our head, our Prime Minister and his cabinet is making that will affect us down the road.
There you go, let me take a small break.
We're taking a break when I almost finished.
91.5 Real FM got you covered.
Tell me candid, be too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash their lawyer. Set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need come close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking and beating. So me plea are repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. Now. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing. Now this is my humble petition. Announce the date for election. Go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. And before the romance, we expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess before things fall apart and the riot starts.
Devon, we gloss through minimum wage, Devon. There is an issue, an outcry to some persons who are employed by the government who is not receiving minimum wage.
Yeah, that is a fact.
There are persons in government, ministers, who has businesses, and persons are complaining they're not receiving the minimum wage. At a working day, that's what they calling me and tell me. Now the government using the minimum wage as a serious achievement. Why? They're not adhering to the own proclamation of minimum wage, especially the debushers and so on, and cleaners, and so on. Cooks. Why? Let me take the call.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's Philip the flag. Mr. Philip the flag man. I'm hearing nothing about you know and all the programs and never hear name call. But you're not in NDC again, or you gone away or something?
Who is that?
Philip.
Mr. Telesford? Maybe
No, Philip with the flag man is Telesford.
Philip, you know?
Philip used to carry the NDC flag all the way going.
No, I don't know who is that.
Used to drive Philip from Grandma here. Why is Philip used again by?
Oh,
Sean
Philip Alexander?
Yeah.
No, he are wrong. I think I saw him yesterday.
Chairman of our board.
I'm hearing nothing about him at all. I mean, everybody, our program, all kind of thing. I hear his name, no way. And I know he was one of the stars. What you them?
He did, man. He did. He had big
so
post.
I said,
He did.
I know people say he was on Nawasa board and them kind of thing, a couple boards.
Well, he's the chairman of Nawasa board.
Huh?
He's the chairperson of the Nawasa board.
Yeah. Right. Well, I ain't hearing nothing. So that's why I asked the question, Papa. All right,
my friend.
Yeah, they want minimum wage.
Minimum wage is a disaster because this government continue to ill-treat its own citizens. Right? Minimum wage. Imagine that you still continue to pay the bushers, right? Under the minimum wage, you know. Shame on you, government. You understand? You champion this thing and then look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing to the cleaners. Telling them that they are not qualified to get the minimum wage. What sort of hogwash is that? But you qualify. Most of you who have not worked in all your life qualify for $20,000 and $20-something thousand every month. But the persons who bending their back in the schools cleaning and everything like that, you find it's hard to pay them the minimum wage. How disgusting you guys are. And then you come and talk about morality and that foolishness. Let's take the call. Good afternoon. Welcome. Hello?
Oh, no.
Good afternoon. Hello?
You always fighting your phone.
Yeah, it is disgusting to see how you guys treat people. What? We could count on perhaps our two hands, right, on fingers. How many parliamentarians who have not worked a day in their life, their bank account was zip, and look at it now and where they are. And yet for all, you still find it hard to give the hard-working people, right, the rate that they're supposed to be getting, the minimum wage. I mean, what's wrong with you guys? I mean, I believe all they can do more worse than that. All they can do worse than that. I mean, come on, man.
So they want if they don't fixing it, you know. We demand that they call election.
Yeah, call election. Pack up all the thing and go,
Look
man.
for a fresh mandate. Good afternoon, caller. Hello?
Afternoon again, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, my friend.
Hello?
Yeah,
You
hello?
hear me?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Yes. Relating to the issue of capital projects, I'm yet to understand what on earth is going on in this country. You have the the Woodlands, Woburn, or the Cliff Project, as it is normally called, hold up. You have the River Road mitigation wall project held up. Monies were allocated for all these projects and them long before. They are at a dead end right now. You have the fourth rehabilitation project going on, or supposed to be going on, sorry, that held up. You have a budget presentation scheduled for a certain time, push back. What on earth is going on in this country when you're hearing so much millions of dollars coming in through the CBI program? What these guys are doing with the money? I mean, we know that the salary went up by 140% thereabout since they came into office. And for example, I as a carpenter, if I'm working for $120 a day, I have to work for 6 months thereabout, working 5 days a week normally, to make 1 month minister salary. I don't country. When you look at this kind of projects and them being held up, when you look at the minister's salary, what they're doing for the money, that I'm yet to understand what is going on. What is it these guys are doing for the money they are working for? And at the same time,
some say they paying,
the country is basically at a standstill.
Some say they paying $2,000 for a phone on leather couch.
Watch me. Something, honestly, I don't find the opposition leader and his team, generally speaking, are doing a good job at dealing with the situation in this country.
Why you say that?
Seriously, No, man, I think Dr. Mitchell is too immune nowadays. As much as he's speaking, well, too easy for my comfort. Because the kind of nonsense that is happening in this country, yes, you all are highlighting a bit, but I mean, I'm not talking about your program or your programs and them. It's not actually an NNP program, basically, or you could say an opposition program, basically, I mean, yes, you're talking about being opposed to an extent to the government behavior. But when it comes to the issues, the opposition leader, Dr. Mitchell, and his team, generally speaking, has a right to emphasize that a lot more. To me, I mean, and it's not a party thing I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a responsibility.
But what is your take on the village meetings?
On the?
On the meetings NNP been having on the village meetings?
I've been to one of the meetings in Monjalo, and honestly, I am not very impressed. Simply, I make that comment with all honesty. I'm not very impressed. Now, one of the problems that put up is that people were taken from other villages to come to do them, and locals in that part, in that county, as you might say,
they didn't turn up.
Were not present. Yeah, but at the same time, too, when I questioned the issue to a friend of mine, he pointed out to me that was the evening one of the stalwart of the NNP died. So like they had a mini rally across there. So it seemed like most of the people in the area, in Marion, Monjalu, well, he died in what do you call it again? Marion, Monjalu, and what do you call it where the guy died? Very, very prominent NNP supporter.
I don't know.
And that Labari, in Labari. Mm-hmm. He died in Labari. Well-known guy. But the thing is that at the same time, the meeting itself, the people were just there as far as I'm concerned. I don't see much enthusiasm.
But what's your take on the content of the meetings?
That's a side thing. And the content of the meeting, well, the information was given, a whole lot of information was given by Miss Clarice Charles, Dr. Mitchell, Mr. Bowen, and you had it's the first time I come to see him
Clarice
face to
Charles or
face.
Clarice Modest?
The new Clarice, I say Clarice Charles, sorry, Clarice Modest, yeah. And then you have what is his name again? The new sensation in the party. He was there.
Who is that?
What is his name? What is his name? The new anyway. You might remember better than me. Dwight Horsford, right. Dwight Horsford was there. And he did a good presentation. But what I'm saying, the presentations, yes. But when you have meetings like that, to me, the emphasis should be on the nonsense the government is actually doing. I don't find, honestly, I find Dr. Mitchell should be talking a lot more. This government is askewed. This government is out of context. The corruption, the level of corruption that is going on. Yes, you're talking, I remember hearing Dr. Mitchell say that these things are going to be investigated in due time. But hello, right now we have enough evidence to present all the corruption that is going on.
To the Integrity Commission.
You are doing it. Even to the Integrity Commission. There's too much corruption going on in this country. These guys are getting away with murder, as you might call it, when it comes to that issue. It's too much, man. I mean, honestly, it is overbearing. And you look at all the projects that are held up, why they're not answering. We need investigation, and these things were already planned since Dr. Mitchell was there. And a whole lot of them was being executed up to that point. Where the money gone all of a sudden? When there was money allocated for all these projects and them? And you look at
but the question is, what is the
anything happening?
What is the expenditure of the government presently as it relates to 2022? Because they keep saying how much money they're collecting from CBI and other sources, but they're not telling us how the money is spending.
How the money is spent? Where the money going? That's the point. Where the money going? And there is no CBI project showing up. No new hotels, no new investment in that kind of in those areas and them.
Salaries.
So what is going on?
Salaries.
That's what I'm pointing out. I have to work, for example, if I'm working for $120 a day, 5 days a week. I have to work 6 months to make 1 month the salary a minister getting for 1 month. No, man. What? And you're talking about me? That's a good salary in a sense of in Grenada, $120 on the average, right? So what about the people working for $1,200? They have to work for 12 months. 12 months, to make 1 month minister salary? What kind of nonsense is that in this country? Since when we end up with that, how Grenada end up with that and people are not talking about it in that kind of way? What person have to working at $1,000 a month, which is the average minimum salary in Grenada? Or that's what they put it as for when they come up with the minimum GC right now. You're working for 12 months to make 1 month salary of a minister.
More than that,
something is wrong. And what they're doing, you can't see anything going on in Grenada. And in that case, because I am just critical, the fact is there to show. These guys are doing almost nothing. But I'm enjoying the ride as the ministers, and that's all. Genuine. Take care, gentlemen. I'm kind of angry right now.
All right, my friend. Enjoy the rest of the evening. It's so many issues that are terrifying the Grenadian people, right? And they need a voice. That is why we're here. We are the voices of the voiceless, ensuring that we continue to carry information, truthful information, to everyone.
Minimum wage, Devon.
Minimum wage. I have a. You want to make a comment on it or should?
Yeah, you go on.
There is an issue concerning the minimum wage. I had to deal with a while now. There's a particular gentleman and a host continue to lie because he takes those lies from his prime minister, right? Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. The person is saying that when it comes to the security officers, right, persons who do security in the different government places and so, he said when NDC came in, Deacon Mitchell and came in, security officers are working for $4 an hour. He lie.
Are they even addressing that now?
He damn lie. You understand? And NDC came in and paid them over what? $9-10 an hour. I mean, come on. Just to do what? You continue to lie for people when it... Never a dull moment when it comes to NDC. Right? Because they continue to filter down so much of untruths, right, to the Grenadian people. When will it end? When will we hold them accountable? Can we wait until election is called? Or can we do it now? Let's take the call. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yes, that should be my last call. In connection with the gentleman that spoke just now, I think in support of it, there are a lot of things that he said. I've seen it deep inside. I'm supporting a lot of things, you see. And yes, the NMP is in a position now, and really and truly, all what the gentleman say make a lot of sense. There are a lot of stagnant jobs, projects that going nowhere. And yes, when Dr. Mitchell and them have meeting, they will speak about it. But it's not penetrating. Definitely not penetrating. And them fellas definitely having a good time. They go to little groups and they're talking. They're trying to reorganize Imani now and tell you what you will be and what you won't be and whatnot. A lot of emphasis is placed and get it, bringing back Imani, but in a different form. And that is where they feel like they're going to catch a lot of the people. The NMP have to wake up. Some of the decisions, some of the petty things with no general council. Well, they had what you call it, the other one. But we were told that we may have the general council before the ending of the year, and it doesn't seem so. And people are not extra satisfied. I am an NMP. But I'm saying I'm not satisfied with something, and I support the gentleman to some extent.
Cliff, a correction. You talk about general council by the end of the year. We already had our general council.
No, okay, not general council. Why is the next one?
Convention.
Convention. Sorry for that.
A slip of the tongue.
Yes,
no
sorry
problem.
for that. Convention. There is not enough emphasis on the convention and whatnot. And we have to organize the party. The party must be organized properly before we think of election. The party have to organize thing. We should know by now who are the persons almost ready to hold positions in the party and in the if an election is called. I don't think Mr. Dickin is going to call election now, but we have to be more prepared that way. And I'm not satisfied that that preparation is being made. And I say deep from inside my heart, but I remain in it.
Of course. Yeah. All right, Brother Cliff. Thank you. As we wind down today's program, I just want to make a contribution and appeal to some young people in St. Andrews in proper. And I'm speaking to the young men and some young women from Grenville and Marquis. Okay? I am begging, pleading to you young people to tone it down a bit. About a week ago or so, we had a serious incident in which a young man lost his life, right? Because of some squabble between young men from Marquis and young men from Grenville, right? And so, brothers, sisters, please be mindful of the consequences that happens when we are not careful of some of the actions that we take. We already lost one young man. To the family of Papa, my condolences, right? We have lost him. He's died. And then there's another 2 gentlemen, young man who was charged, right, for that incident. That's another 2 that we have lost. Our young people, I mean, they are going away, and we need to do something to stop it. So I'm appealing to the young men, in particular, Grenville, Marquis, these areas, to tone it down a bit, come together, right? And to the politicians and leaders in these areas, right? Leaders, no matter church, politics, and so please come together and get our young people, right? Bring them in a position where they can dialogue, they can share the space with each other instead of fighting for each other. And I beg of you, I plead of you to tone it down. One life lost is a life too much.
Far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted.